Hello, Gears and Jeans here. If you're my age and are in high school, chances are your physics teacher is asking you to do a lot of labs on acceleration or other things related to G. So, while the equipment we used was very effective in measuring acceleration and velocity, I found that I had a lot of difficulty moving them into positions that I needed to perform these experiments. And I was thinking, what if I could make this equipment at home? Make it so that way I can do more with it than the school equipment can currently do it. Pick off where the company that we bought it from stopped. So, for 3 months, I've been working on something that is portable, affordable, and moddable, and is cheap enough for everyone to afford with their own cash, and will be able to revolutionize the physics realm, and merges the physics lab with Arduino. Enter the Kinemeter and the Kinemini. Like most projects you've seen on this channel, the Kinemeter runs on Arduino. As you can see, here is an Adafruit Metro Mini. The Kinemeter works by having a bunch of infrared beams being sent from one wall to another. So, if I were to break my hand through these beams, a red LED lights up on the Metro Mini, letting you know when you've broken it. The actual numbers are sent to the computer and are then calculated for you to show at what times the hand was at each sensor. At the bottom of each recording, it tells you the experiment number and tells you the acceleration that is overall overgone during the entire experiment. The hand was just an example. Now let's send our friend here, Thomas the Tank Engine, through and see if his little black steam engine will cut through the sensors and see what speed he's traveling through. Now that he's crossed all the sensors, let's turn to the computer. While Tom is crossing sensors 3 and 4, he's traveling at 7.299 centimeters per second. And when crossing sensors 4 and 5, he's traveling at 7.21 centimeters per second. And so on and so forth. As we can see, there is not much variation in his velocity, which you would expect, since he's generally traveling at the same rate per second. Since he's traveling at a near constant velocity, we are not surprised to find that most of his accelerations are very, very close to zero. Now let's send a real physics cart with the same thing set up to break the sensors with, and see how it accelerates down a tilted downward ramp. The roll that we're using to lift the ramp upward is 1.9 inches long. The length of the ramp is 24 inches long. If you use a graphing calculator, you'll find that the rate at which this should accelerate is 77 centimeters per second squared. At least, within that range, it would be an acceptable, nice thing to have. So, I'm going to place it here without breaking the sensors, and let go. As you can see, there are 3 accelerations that the Kinemeter sampled on the roll down of the ramp, as the mouse highlights. They all are within 5% of where we're supposed to be, which is 77 centimeters per second squared. If you are to average all of these accelerations, you will get 75 centimeters per second squared, showing that using an accurate cart and the ramp gives you a very low friction, getting you close to what you really want. As you can see in experiment 4, the data is very consistent, as the average always comes out to be very close to 77 centimeters per second. In this case, it's 74. As you can see, with a precise cart like this, with low traction, you can get very consistent results near to what you're looking for when putting it on a ramp. When using the Kinemini, which is the miniature Kinemeter, it's good to have it set up on a flat surface like this table. That way, the sensors are vertically aligned and will measure G properly. So, when dropping an object through it, I've noticed that it's usually better to use things like coins, such as this nickel here, which have given me the best results. So, what I'm going to do is drop this through the equipment, through the sensors, a bunch of times, and see what the results come in. I'm going to do this 3 times and see what those results end up being. When dropping it, it doesn't particularly matter where you start it, although usually about 1 or 2 inches is the most you want to drop it from. And you want to make sure when you're dropping it, it goes through all the sensors properly. Otherwise, you will not get the results on your phone. Now that we've dropped it, we're going to see what the results are on my phone here. As you can see in experiment 2, if I were really precise with my dropping, you can get a value of acceleration that is really close to 980 centimeters per second squared, which is the value of g. However, if you were to look at the individual accelerations, which are taken at 3 different sections throughout the drop, we notice that even then, they are not off by more than 5% or 10% error in the value of g. And even if you drop the coin without that much accuracy, you can easily get 10% error maximum from a drop of a coin. This equipment is very robust as the inputs do little to affect the overall value, which can sometimes be dead on the money when it comes to valuing g. As you have seen, the Kine Mini is capable of doing very accurate experiments in measuring g. While this is very good, it is also capable of doing other things with creative experimentation, like pulley systems, where you can have an object being pulled up by a pulley suspended above the Kinemeter. Special thanks to Mr. Bushka, my physics teacher, for giving me encouragement on the project. And also special thanks to Adafruit, where I got the electronic parts to build the Kinemeter with, and NextFab Lab, where I cut the plastic at, which is in Philadelphia. For those who are interested in NextFab Lab, you can go there and have a membership with a monthly or weekly or daily pay. And you can stay there as long as you require. All you need to do is set an appointment up on their website, or call them directly. As you can see, this set of equipment would be very excellent for teachers and students alike to perform their own physics experiments, and it combines the popular electronics interface, Arduino, with physics and plastic cutting. So, I hope this inspires you to go to my Instructables and build one for yourself and test it out and perform your own experiments. Please, if you're interested, give me a like and subscribe for more interesting videos.